Hey guys, Laura here from What Laura Likes. Here's another quick thought from me. On my way home I was listening to Catholic radio, which is amazing. Please look up your Catholic radio station in your town. Listen as you drive around. You'll learn something. It's so affirming. Anyway, on the topic, they were talking about confession and like how often to go. And this has been a topic between my husband and I lately. So I wanted to share what the host had to say. Now, as Catholics, we're required to go to confession once a year, but the more people you talk to, the more you'll hear this idea of going once a month. Like, what is up with that? Most of us are not committing mortal sins once a month, so why go to confession so often? And actually, I was baffled until I heard this. And the reason that you go to confession once a month, ideally, is that whether you have mortal sins or just venial, is that when you go to the Sacrament of Confession, the Sacrament of Reconciliation, you are given the gift of grace. And if you think about grace, it's, that idea that it's like another coat of armor in your armor of your soul. The rosary is said to be kind of the sword. There's so many things you can do to kind of keep yourself armed against the devil. And being in a state of grace from the Sacrament of Reconciliation is one of those ways. The idea is that the more you go to the Sacrament of Reconciliation and receive that sense of grace, the less likely you are to sin. It makes you a holier person. And we're all striving to be saints. And so I just kind of wanted to pass that along. So if you're someone who is wondering, gosh, why should I go to confession, unless I commit a mortal sin? And what is a mortal sin? I mean, there's all sorts of ideas out there about what is mortal sin, depending on who you talk to. There pretty much have to be like a grave matter. Most of us aren't going around committing mortal sins on a daily basis. So that leaves venial sins. So anyway, I just wanted to share this. So if you're someone who has thought about going to the Sacrament of Reconciliation more, make sure you also look into the idea of First Fridays or First Saturdays. I think Mary, in her apparitions in Fatima, talked about First Saturdays, but it might have actually been a different apparition, but I know it comes from Mary. So check that out because that's an amazing devotion to do as well. But anyway, just a quick thought on confession, and I hope this just kind of clarified if you had any questions. So again, this is What Laura Likes, and this is Laura, and I'll talk to you guys again another time. Bye.